All right. The question: what is the sexiest and least sexy name?
Jeez.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is the most sexy name.
No, scratch that. Rita.
Rita is the most sexy name that you know.
Yeah, like Rita Hayworth.
I don't know who that is.
You
You,
can just
you
connect.
don't know who Rita Hayworth is.
I mean, probably.
But
Think
Oh
really,
about
yeah.
it.
No, I know who Rita Hayworth is.
Yeah, Gilda, man.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Sexiest?
just the name itself
Rita. Lovely
doesn't
Rita.
really-
Think about it.
doesn't really ring me as like sexy at all.
right.
Rita.
I mean, least sexy name. I mean, if we're doing like male or female or like straight up, Bob, least sexiest name.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Bob. It's just too plain, Bob.
Well, what do we need a male? Do we need a male and a female least sexy name, or is it anything, or is it just?
I don't know. The question just is what is the sexiest and least sexy name. So I guess that's kind of up to us.
What about Chuck?
That's my dad's name, so that's pretty.
It's pretty sexy, bro.
He might listen, so I'm not going to say anything. It's up for him to decide.
Mr. Biddle,
You don't
I
want any
apologize.
tension around you too.
I know. I mean, when I think of sexiest names, I think of like foreign names.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. You're right.
like in with the fluctuation of accent. So like Isabella,
I was
know.
literally just thinking that.
Selma.
Isabella, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or like
I don't know.
oh God, what's like a yeah, that's what I can think. I don't know.
Carlo.
John Carlo, that was a good friend of mine. He has a very, very, very sexy name.
How do I know the names of all the people in your life?
Giancarlo.
John Delphine.
Juan Pablo, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Juan Pablo.
Wait. Hakashi or Takashi. That's not sexy. That's
Takashi
No, it's not.
Takashi 6ix9ine.
No. Just Takashi.
Blicky,
I've literally never heard. And I've never seen anyone named Takashi. I don't. Who?
It's from Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is
Oh.
one of the main characters' name is Takashi, and it's also it's a fairly common Japanese name, honestly.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think you're probably right.
But when I think of Takashi now, I think of Takashi 6ix9ine, and
That's where
That's
my
a shame.
mind went to.
yeah, that is a shame. That is a shame.
I don't think.
Drum it, hold the 50.
The hell? What?
Damn,
What
Chace.
kids are you musicking this right now?
What kids am I musicking now?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck does that even mean, Nick?
What music are you kids listening to these days?
What music are you kids musically to?
Yeah, what music are you kidsing to?
That's a better question.
That's gonna be the-
I'll tell you, I'm not kidsing to anything.
Could that be a t-shirt? Can we get t-shirts? Reviews from the West t-shirts?
I'll get some merch.
What kidsing are you musicking these days? Oh no, what kids are you musicking these days?
Sounds like a verb. Sounds like a verb that's like a naughty verb.
I've always liked the name Irene.
Irene?
I like,
Okay.
That's a good one.
I like that one.
Yeah. I
don't know
think
if it's sexy,
anything
but-
pre-2000, anything pre-millennium, pretty
Like-
sexy.
So like Britney.
No, but anything pre-1990s.
I think Britney could be in like I don't know, but
Yeah, a lot of.
I like classic names. That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of it anymore.
Oh my goodness.
I'm stuck, bro.
Rosalia.
Rosalia. Okay.
Or just Rose. Rose could be. No, it's more pretty than sexy.
Yeah, that's my my second mom's name. You're naming people I know, dude. This is weird.
What
just
is
on your
going
Facebook,
on?
dude.
Are you doing this on purpose? Are you scrolling through my my
No.
Facebook right now?
No.
He's just like who's this motherfucker related to?
I stalk him in the night.
Whatever.
All right, guys. Sorry, there's a bubble in my throat. It's cinema speak. It's me, Nick, and Chase. We are
Hey.
talking about a couple movies.
Yeah.
Sir.
Chase's picks. Chase, what made you want to pick these two films?
Okay, so there's like a little. I was, if you recall, our last video where we talk about audition and dogs don't wear pants.
Yeah.
Link in the bio, by the way. I had it was my turn to choose the movies, and I wanted to do something like radically different, two radically different movies. And so my examples were something like Toy Story and Schindler's List. And I decided against that because I really don't want to watch a 3.5 hour long movie at the moment right now. So I chose to do a 2.5 hour movie. But I chose these movies because they are very different.
Yeah.
And
I'd say that's the nail on the head there.
yeah. And so I think it's going to make for a more interesting conversation because, because it's
diverse.
It's different. You know, we're not talking about like, two obscure horror movies.
What
Victor.
are the movies?
All right.
Are the movies?
All right.
Listen
What
here, kid.
What
The
are
movies.
you picked?
The movies. The first movie is Brazil. I don't remember the year. I think it's 1980. I want to say 1984. 5. Fuck me. I should leave. And the other is This is Spinal Tap, which is claimed to be one of, if not the first mockumentary. And that was also somewhere in the 80s. I think 82.
84.
Fuck!
You were off the mark, Chase.
Oh man, I got it right technically the first time. I got it mixed up, But
sort of.
very close, within the year of each other. But very different movies.
Yeah, I like they both show up on one IMDb films page. No, one Letterboxd film page. Excuse me. Like you go searching by decade, and they're both on one page.
Oh, nice. That's good to hear. I didn't look at that.
Yeah, it's very useless knowledge, but you have that knowledge now.
Thank you.
Consider me thrilled. Consider me informed.
But yeah, I was one of the reasons why I chose Brazil is because I have the Criterion Blu-ray of it, and it's been on my shelf, and I've seen screenshots of the movie, and it just looked fucking crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I want to watch this one. And then Spinal Tap, I was looking at obscure movies, and that was one of them that was on the list. So
that's obscure. Wow.
It's obscure. It's obscure as in like it's or I think I actually looked up top 100 comedies.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
And that was on the list.
Good.
That makes sense. So have you guys so Chase, you haven't seen either.
I hadn't seen either, no.
Okay.
I still haven't seen either. I haven't watched any of the movies.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Same here. I haven't seen them either, although I've had Spinal Tap on my shelf for a long while. Shout out to my big brother. He picked that up along with a giant care package of movies when a Firehouse was clearing inventory. So yeah, I got that in the stack of movies.
Nice.
And it's just been sitting on my shelf. I've heard of this movie. I just haven't watched it until recently.
Shout out to Gregory McCann.
Oh, I was just about to say not Nick, but I was going to say Mick McCann. I was like the older brother,
Evil
Mick
twin
McCann.
brother.
Gregory? Gregory? Is that who you take him for? My
Gregory?
brother who puts his life
Gregory?
on the line. Keep this.
And you call him Greg?
And you call him Greg? We are
No.
gonna have words, yo.
What does
But
he do?
anyways,
What does he do?
he's a fireman.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Our boys in black and yellow.
There we go.
Damn right. So yeah, shout out to Jake. Love you. So
Not
Victor,
great.
have you seen these movies?
Only seen Brazil a few years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So-
Brazil. I I never seen this movie either. I've heard of Terry Gilliam. I've seen
Mhm.
a couple of his movies before.
Obviously, you've probably seen the most famous one. I'm assuming.
The Holy Grail Monty Python.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you say it like that?
I don't know. Monty Python, the Holy Grail. I saw that
Yeah.
and 12 Monkeys Once Upon a Time. I need to watch that one too again.
I want to say that I've seen 12 Monkeys, but I don't think I can. I want to say that I have, but I think legally I'm not allowed to.
My manager says I'm not able to.
Yeah.
Well, dang. So, but yeah, this is an interesting pair up. I'm quite excited to talk about these.
I think the only
Cool.
similarities is the English accents.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I think so.
And even then, one of them is faux English.
Who?
Spinal Tap.
Who's faux English?
Spinal Tap. Those aren't real accents, or those are movie accents.
Are they all fake?
There's no way all of them are fake. There's no fucking way. Are they really all fake?
Oh yeah, they're all.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
I am blown away. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm adding an extra star for that.
Okay, so what do we want to talk about first?
What's fresh in your mind, Vic?
I mean, I just finished Brazil. I don't
Alright,
care
cool.
either where it's because I basically watched them back to back. So
I think I have probably more to talk about for Brazil. So if we want to
sure.
save that for last, maybe.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you, Nick? How are you feeling?
I'm fine with that. Spinal Tap, I'm plenty excited to talk about.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This is Spinal Tap, documents the titular British rock and roll band
What the?
Spinal Tap as they embark on their more high-profile American tour in quite some time. Filmmaker Martin DeBurgi takes us behind the scenes as he covers their creative processes, history, and philosophies after a career of success and failure. All the while, give us an exclusive view of their rad rockin' venues.
Nice. That's
Good job.
one.
6 out of 10.
I
Oh.
wrote that.
Oh,
Oh, awkward.
I'll take it. I don't care. This movie was really funny. I loved it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I don't think that I have. I don't think I was able to give it enough attention, as I wanted to. I gave it enough attention to like understand what the movie was, but I definitely want to go back and watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some shit that there was some like not gut busting, but some pretty good nose exhales for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's how I felt
subtle
too.
humor is quite off the chain in this movie. I was
Yeah.
really digging it.
Yeah.
It's because these actors are really into their roles.
Oh yeah.
They're living the parts, and it's hilarious watching them just do anything, talk to each other,
Bitch about little bread.
yeah, bitch about. Oh, geez.
Yeah, that was probably like my favorite scene.
That was one of my favorites for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I guess that was I don't know.
Yeah.
I think overall I was pretty. I don't know. I was lukewarm on the whole film.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my expectations were too high, just because it's considered like one of the best
one of
comedies.
the funniest comedies.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. But again, like I said, I don't think I was 100% into it, and that could be a part of the fact that it didn't grab it didn't grab me by my funny bone and yank me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think the biggest thing I like was the characters and how well realized they felt. They all felt pretty realistic, and
Absolutely.
it's just mostly like their lines, or their dialogue, or just some of their situations they get into are pretty funny. But
Such good improv in this movie. There's so many freaking quotable lines too.
It is a very quotable movie for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. This one's called "Lick My Love Pump."
that scene. I did happen to like give an actual like I made an audible laugh.
Because
Just a loud exhale from the nose.
It was like he was just making this beautiful like really, and he was like, "It's very emotional to me," and I really
minor, which I find
Yeah,
to be the saddest of all.
the
keys.
saddest of all keys. What's it called?
Lick my love pump.
And then it's just a hard cut. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't even give you time to like process what he just said. And I think that's probably the best part.
Yeah, well, you know why the hard cut is because
They probably started laughing, I bet, too.
this was the hardest the cast and crew had to keep a straight face making the movie. So it's
bet.
likely Rob Reiner on screen or the camera guys behind camera just busted out laughing as soon as he said the line.
Right.
So-
Yeah, I didn't know how much of this was improvised or not, but I could tell like
I think it
some of
was
must have been.
I think
think-
I want to say a lot of it was because the ending scene too, like not the ending scene, but like the credit crawl.
Yeah.
That was all obviously that was all them just running and
sure.
and doing what they had to do. Honestly, the ending like credits was probably one of, if not for me, the funniest scene in the whole movie.
It was pretty good. That was pretty good. And I could do that the whole time. And would you be comfortable doing that all your life? And I don't know what are the hours?
There's some pretty groundbreaking shit in this though. Like absolutely, it paved the way for something like Borat, which, in my opinion, is a funnier movie. But that's just because again, this one didn't really grab me, and Sacha Baron Cohen is like my god. So
I didn't think that movie was worth acknowledging.
Borat?
Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
man, have you seen it recently?
I haven't seen it at all.
Oh wow.
What the? You can't just say it's not worth acknowledging. Then
Oh
you've
no,
never
just
seen it.
the sub. I guess at the time the subject matter, I was kind of like just lowbrowing it. It's like, all right, well, that's not for me.
You should give it a try.
Maybe I'll give it a
It's pretty dark humor. Like not even
Sure.
pretty. It's very dark humor.
Yeah, I don't like to cringe with my humor a lot.
Well, then you might not. This actually might not be the
Well-
movie for
well-
you.
Well, I don't know. You're talking to a guy that can't watch an episode of The Office without a pillow on standby to bury his face into.
Oh man, you watch The Office like a 14-year-old girl.
Basically, I can't stand the cringe. I can't stand
Yeah,
the discomfort.
You don't like the secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, just I
Just
can't. Just the people's reactions and Michael just soaking up idiocy.
You
Yeah.
just have to have exposure to it. You just have to keep watching it, and then you'll become desensitized, and then
Yeah.
problem solved.
Well, I don't want to become desensitized.
Yes, you do.
Desensitization. That's
Uh-huh.
that's kind of a curse in a lot of in ways.
What do you mean?
For some things, I don't know. I don't like to be desensitized to things. I want to feel.
I mean, you've become desensitized to alcohol.
well,
I'm not saying that you're a fucking drunk, Nick. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but like,
of course
I
not.
mean,
No.
you taste beer for the first time and you're not like, wow, this is really tasty. I want
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
You're like, wow, this tastes like piss. Get it away from me. And then they're like, no, just drink 1 or 3 beers and then you won't even taste it anymore.
No. I say it tastes like piss. Bring me another.
Exactly. So
Nick has piss fetish.
Anyways,
you beat me by a fucking second. You beat
I
me
didn't
by
hear
like a goddamn second.
Say it again. I didn't hear it.
I just said you have a piss fetish.
Yeah.
No.
You heard it here, folks.
Yep.
These are all lies. He has no credible sources to back it up. Fake news.
Nick
No,
said, if it tastes
no.
like piss, I want another.
Give me another. It tastes like piss.
Took us to the bar.
So anyway, back to Spinal Tap. What were we talking about?
Piss fetish?
Yeah, we're
Before
talking
you
about your,
Before that,
yeah. Before you interrupted us, we were talking about how you like to drink pee. Bear
no.
Grylls.
Before. Go back. Rewind this.
We were talking about how I'm not. It didn't captivate me that well. Or
Yeah. So yeah, this was kind of a. It's debatable if this is like the first mockumentary, probably the one that set the standard or the
I think
trailblazer.
I think that's that's more accurate. Because there had to be something in the 70s, right? I mean, it's the 70s.
Yeah, there
probably.
Yeah.
But this is incredible. The style they totally do it. You really believe these guys are a rock band and this is an actual thing they're doing? They're actually out on tour and whatnot. The filming is great and the editing is so well timed. Again, using that hard cut from the Love Pump scene, just really amazing editing. This is how comedies should be edited and shot and just overall done. Just don't place your actors on couches and cameras on tripods and let them bullshit until you find something remotely funny. Just no, put some thought into your comedy and you get stuff like this. Gold.
Whoa, you took me for a fucking trip there,
Yeah.
Nick. I did not. I thought you were like praising them for coming up with something while you're sitting on the couch. But then you turned it around on me and you said, "No, make them work." Which, like, I agree, but I was like, wait. But no, I do agree. But I do feel like some of this was improv, though, right? Like, it had to.
Sure.
What I was getting at was modern comedies are so lazy. They don't invest in developed sequences of humor. They just do a lot of really bad improv. The actors just sit in chairs, and the camera just is on a tripod. It's looking at them. And it's just cutting back and forth. Very bland frame working.
Okay, you definitely haven't seen Central Intelligence, dude.
I did see Central Intelligence.
That is true. That's a classic. That's
already a classic. No, but Nick, you're right, because I noticed in a lot of modern comedies, it's like in the improv, it's shit. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot of like, for example, like, okay, picture The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Huh.
All right. Okay. You're telling me that you peed in the sink? Yeah, I peed in the sink. Wait, you peed in the sink? Yeah, I peed in the sink. And it's just that, like, for 2 minutes.
Why did you pee in the sink? Well, I had to go to the bathroom, but you were in it.
Because you paid the bushes.
It just goes on and on like that. It's crazy. Other movies like Trainwreck or the female Ghostbusters movie, they feel the need to just keep stacking. No, I'm standing by that. It's not that.
No, that's
standing by. I mean, it's correct, but just
I'm standing by the fact that I hate women. I'm standing by the fact that I hate women.
Fucking sue me. Yeah, no, they just keep piling on they just keep piling on quote unquote jokes to a circumstance, and they don't know when to stop. You can't tell. It's neither the one more line syndrome or the not enough or just no punchline. They're just talking essentially in funny voices and saying funny sounding words. Comedy has kind of degraded these days. So going back in time and watching something like Spinal Tap for the first time, great reminder what good comedy is.
Yeah, sure. Cool. I agree.
Sure.
I agree. I do think that that modern comedy is definitely lazier. But I still think it works. Central Intelligence I thought was really dumb, but I mean, I still got laughs out of it, probably because it was so dumb. Mm-hmm. And also, it's The Rock and it's Kevin Hart, who happen to be two naturally very funny people.
Yeah, there are exceptions. Hell, I watched Baywatch on occasion. It's really stupid.
The new one?
The new one with The Rock.
The new one's actually kind of fucking good.
Yeah, very kind of juvenile, pretty stupid sometimes, but
absolutely in a terrible way. Like, I mean, but the thing is like we're not talking about Baywatch. But if we were talking about Baywatch,
yeah,
I would say that the movie starts off and it tells you immediately with the opening scene what the tone of the movie will be, with the dolphins and the explosions
and the giant title card.
So it knew exactly what it was going for, and I think it nailed it.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, this just seemed a little. I don't know how to describe it. I thought it was funny for sure.
Yeah, this is a lot more subtle than what we're used to nowadays.
Yeah, I think I think I did have. I think I heard so much about it that I think I was just kind of let down. That I was expecting something like, gut bursting laughter, but I never got that. I think I got one audible laugh, maybe two or three at the end of the movie, but
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't.
credits and love pump.
Yeah, I also really liked the line where they're talking about the album cover.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean it's sexist? What's wrong with being sexy? No, sexist. What's sexist about it?
Yeah.
That
And
was,
then
and then the cover,
and then they get the cup. Then they get the
the
album
sleeve.
black. The only
Yeah,
question
and
is, how black can this be? And the answer is none.
is how much blackness can this take? It can't take any more blackness. It's no more black. It can't be any more black.
Oh
Very
yeah, the acting is so freaking good in this movie.
Yeah.
You got Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer, who you know as from The Simpsons. He's Principal Skinner on The Simpsons. They're all fantastic, but Christopher Guest is, goddamn, he's my favorite. Nigel, the lead guitarist,
He's
everything that comes out of his mouth, amazing.
I mean, the iconic all our amps go to 11.
Yeah, these
But
guys.
why don't you just make 10 louder so that you don't have to? Well, these ones go to 11. 11's one more loud than 10.
No, just
that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, the amps, and when he's just showing off the guitar collection,
Yeah, like, don't even look at it.
Don't even look at it. Just pick up the Les Paul. He picks up the Les Paul. And he's like,
listen. Listen to the stain. Listen to the stain.
You would if I played it. You go have a lunch. Go out to lunch. Oh, you still be hearing that.
I like they're talking about how they're like, well, your audience is mostly white men. Do you feel that your music's racist? And he's like, no. We never said that we don't like any other race. Yeah, no. We haven't said that. I mean, we may believe it, but we haven't said it. Very funny. I don't remember. I like the gag with them talking about their drummers, and then at the end having a different drummer. I thought that was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like 37 bandmates total.
Yeah, exactly, and they're all drummers.
Yeah, the album review segment. This one, Shark Sandwich, really just summed up in a 2-word review. Shit sandwich.
Shit sandwich.
Credit to Rob Reiner too, known famous director, and starring in this movie. He's just as funny as the band.
Yeah, he was very, very good. I didn't know, and you guys are gonna be give me shit for it, but I didn't know that he did Princess Bride.
Well then.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and to be honest, I think I've only seen Princess Bride once.
I've never seen it.
I also recommend.
Really?
You never saw Princess Bride?
No.
Hilarious.
I feel Princess Bride is very funny.
All-time classic.
And he's also in Wolf of Wall Street too. He's fucking hilarious in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. He also directed Misery, which me and Victor covered on the show a few months ago. And one of my favorites whenever it comes around. A Few Good Men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great old school courtroom drama. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson. Fantastic.
You Can't Handle the Truth. Gotcha. Understood.
There you go. That's it. That's the one.
He also did Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah.
Jesus, what is this dude?
What is this dude?
This guy is impressive.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, he's great behind and in front of camera.
Oh, he didn't do Sleepless in Seattle. You're a fucking liar, Nick.
Oh jeez.
You said that.
You're a liar. You backed me up. Like I barely know who this guy is, and you backed me up on it.
I'm leading you down a treacherous path of lies and deception.
What the hell did he do what did he do? Did he write it?
He starred in it?
No. Was he in it?
Yeah, that's what I meant. He's in it, probably.
He's not in it.
Well,
what the fuck? Was he a producer?
Yeah, probably producer. But anyways, yeah, we could go. Our our recollection of the funniest scenes in Spinal Tap just cannot do them justice. If you really like the most heavily, or just really heavy, subtle improv humor, this film totally exceeds in that regard.
Yeah, it's very good. It's good, and I can respect that it's good, but it's not as funny as I wanted it to be. And I'm a little disappointed in the fact, but I think I'm only disappointed because I got my hopes were higher.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
so
Yeah. Let's also
Yeah.
talk the music. Let's also talk the music because they made a lot of original songs for this.
yeah, they
movie.
did.
They're really good. They sound very well produced, and they totally go with the whole comedy of it. Just just really outlandish lyrics and strange subject matters for them. I'm sure if you were to look up the actual lyrics, you'd be raising an eyebrow or two.
They're very
What?
provocative.
What is this about?
Very provocative. Very provocative.
Provocative? Is that a
Yeah, that's the
word?
thing, their actual
There you go.
music sounded, like you said, very well produced. Actual rock songs. Very impressive there.
Yeah. The opening lick alone, just it's really good. And the fact that it made it into a Guitar Hero game probably says it all. It was good enough to have kids play it with their plastic controllers.
What song?
Tonight I'm gonna rock you tonight. It was in Guitar Hero 2.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, I that's a funny story. So I can remember this clearly. The first day I got Guitar Hero 2, we're playing through it, and then it was an encore song. Like if you play one of the higher difficulties, you get an encore song for every section of the game, and that was the first encore song, and I was totally surprised. Probably not as much as my brother and my mother because they'd seen it already.
Yeah.
But just like, oh, what? I was excited because they were excited. Like, oh, wow, Spinal Tap. What? So if had I'd seen Spinal Tap, I'd probably have been just as surprised instead of just riding off the tailcoats of their excitement.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah. But hey.
yeah.
I don't know,
Oh, no, wait, the Stonehenge part. We gotta talk the Stonehenge part.
That was pretty fucking. That was pretty good.
Yes, you wrote 18 inches on the napkin, clear as day. I knew that was coming too.
I love when they're at the concert and they lower it down, and then there's like the view from like behind the audience, and when it gets lowered down, you can't even fucking see it.
The doors just like trip over it.
Yeah. And then they get into the argument afterwards. I can't even recall that, but it was so funny.
Oh man.
And I'm also riding alongside that is when they're in the freaking seed pods or whatever, and
He's fucking stuck.
Derek gets stuck. The whole song. Oh,
That's good.
There's some funny stuff in the movie for sure.
yeah. Just because they nailed the style really well. It's a very believable documentary style, and the fact that they went to great lengths to make it believable, because they wrote out extensive backstories so they can come on the set and just be these characters inside and out and just riff off each other as these.
Whoa! Hang on. What did you just say? They what?
All the actors wrote out extensive backstories for their characters so that when they got to set, they can just riff off each other as these characters and make it believable, the history between these guys. And that's
Did you say they came on the set?
Really, man? Is that what you took from it? You
Really?
juvenile prick.
I didn't. I don't. You're the one that said it, dude. Not me.
You're the one that's making ostentatious pointing out of it.
Hey, man. I'm just here to do God's work.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here, folks. Chace focuses on dick.
Hey, I'm comfortable with my sexuality, Nick. There's nothing wrong with that.
So am I. But
Good.
why bring it up in conventional conversation?
I
You
would
know,
say
it's just
this is very conventional.
no. Remember, I'm fucking gay, so
Oh, you're gay? You like dudes?
I like dudes a lot.
Victor, you like dudes?
I heard it.
No, Victor, do you like dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love
okay.
dudes. I love me a big old dick.
These guys like dudes.
There's nothing wrong with that, Nick.
Jeez, Nick.
Jeez. Let's get into
my-
ratings. What ratings would you guys give this?
Fine.
Nick, you go first. I'm kind of really embarrassed by you right now. I'm like hella cringing. So can you just
Nick,
go?
What?
Nick, you go first because I feel bad that I put you in these situations.
Yeah. No, you go first. I insist, Mr.
Okay.
King of the Hill.
I'm King of the Hill.
Oh,
Well, you're taking charge of me all the time, so hey.
But damn it, Bobby. Damn it, but I can't do it, Hank Hill. Anyway, I would probably I'm gonna stick with I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5. A 3.5 love pumps out of 5.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Guess I'll go.
I think it's funny. I think it was funny. I think it was a funny movie, but it just wasn't. It wasn't my. It was a little slow for what I was expecting and wanting. But I'm not disappointed at all. I had a good time watching it. Yeah. I would. 3.5 love pumps.
Cool.
Sweet.
I'll go next. I'm gonna give this 4 bass guitars on stage at once out of 5. I think this movie lived up to its fame because it has some very expertly done subtle humor. The acting and writing, or rather improvisation, just so nailed down good. It makes for an enjoyable watching experience. And on top of that, it's a well constructed film within its style, and you also get some cool music out of it. You get some great sounding music out of it. So
That's
yeah,
very true. I
For-
would have to. That is a very admirable rating.
yeah. So 4
Yes.
bass guitars on stage at once out of 5.
Cool.
Nice.
I think I'm going to go with 3 tiny breads out of 5. Closer to a 2.5.
Oh wow.
2.5.
Well, it's closer to 2.5 than a 3.5. Just
2.5 though. Pretty
I don't
low,
know.
bro.
I thought it was pretty. Okay, I'll stick with a 3. How's that? 3 tiny breads. I
No,
thought it was pretty funny.
Don't let me stop you. I'm just amazed.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny, but it didn't really impress me all too much. So I thought it was good. I thought it was a fun
yeah.
watch. And it's
Mr.
short too, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Critic over here. Yes, it's short, but it didn't impress me all that much. Yeah. I'm sorry, Victor. I'm
Bruh.
giving you shit. I'm giving you some shit.
No, I don't care. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's good. Just not a
Yeah.
whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's if it's your type of movie and you find it funny, which I found it funny, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just it wasn't it didn't like I said, it didn't grab me by my funny wanka
Yeah.
and pull me off in a corner, So it was like, but
Yeah,
I'll
like
take it.
and too, like, I don't know. A lot of the humor I like. I mean, okay, Airplane is a movie closer to my
Well, okay,
style, I
yeah,
guess.
we can agree with it. We can agree with that.
But no, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, in terms of like comedy style, I guess. I mean, I thought a lot of this was funny, but
Yeah,
I
you
tend
like
to like a bit more outrageous and just
absurdist
Yeah.
comedy.
stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Do
don't
you
know.
like? Are you a Mel Brooks fan?
I've only just seen Spaceballs, and I think that's the only one I've seen of his.
Oh
Go watch High Anxiety. That's probably my favorite.
No. Watch Blazing Saddles. Blazing
No,
Saddles.
no.
is-
Watch Young Frankenstein.
any of them.
I think I've
Any
seen
of
it.
them.
I'm also a really big fan of Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think that's a hilarious movie. It's not very good, but it's super
was that-
funny.
Was that Mel Brooks?
I think so. Right?
Oh, okay.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Pretty sure it's Mel Brooks. Yeah, Mel Brooks, right there.
Sick. You know what was?
It's got
what was
it's got Carrie Elwes.
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 Yeah. You know what was my mid-90s Mel Brooks movie was Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah, it's not quite good either, but it's got some great moments in there.
Dracula.
Supposedly
Dead.
one of the last major spoof movies, and it was the last movie Mel Brooks ever directed.
Oh.
Yeah, and I like it.
This dude is still alive. Holy shit.
Yeah, man,
That was one of the last. I mean, you have the scary movie series. You have all the.
Well, let's
after that.
say remotely quality spoof movies.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe Mel Brooks is still alive. That is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're making a Blazing Samurai movie. Oh god.
Wait, what?
Oh god.
it.
No,
Breaking
don't even
news.
look it up. Don't even look it up.
I'm doing it.
Don't
I'm doing
even
it.
don't even look
doing
it up.
it.
Nick, you're gonna be so disappointed. You are gonna be extremely
Oh.
disappointed.
Oh. Oh no.
I mean, the cast looks great.
Is there a cast?
There is a cast. Samuel L. Jackson, Ricky Gervais, Michelle Yeoh. That's
What?
crazy. Michael Cera.
No. I'm done. I'm hanging up the studio. We're getting out.
This movie should have been made in like 2006.
Yeah, I agree.
This movie should have been made never.
Oh, man.
Let's get on to Brazil, shall we?
Hang on. Mel Brooks in Toy Story 4 was a character named Melephant Brooks.
Wait, he was in. Hold it. Hold the phone. Breaking news.
He was in
Breaking
Toy Story
news.
4.
He was in Toy Story 4.
Yeah, as Melephant Brooks. I told you.
There's no fucking shit way.
There is a fucking shit way.
Hang on. Come on. Where is he?
You know,
I
I still
can't
haven't
see
seen
him.
Toy Story 4.
Really good.
Still haven't seen it. I'd like to. Yeah. I wanna see it.
You should give it. You should give her a
It's
try.
pretty good. I've got it on Blu-ray. Hit me up.
Ooh.
It was a birthday present for my mom on my 22nd birthday.
Nice. All right, cool. He's in.
Yeah, let's get into Brazil.
Let's
sounds
get.
good.
Yeah, why don't you take us? Why don't you set the mood, Nick?
I'll set the freaking mood for you.
You
here.
do that.
Brazil. Set in dystopic futurescape, we follow low-level corporate employee Sam Lowry as he navigates a life of gray walls, faulty technology, and dreams of epic grandeur. His life turns up on its head when he discovers the actual girl of his dreams, amid recent terrorist bombings and a mix-up at the very company he works for. Lowry sets out on a yearn of mystery, abstractness, and flat-out insanity in order to reach his destined love.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
I take note though. I say that, but that really does not do it justice
Yeah.
because this is the most confusing movie I have ever loved.
Yeah. Let's what version did you guys watch?
I watched the one on the Criterion, which is, I believe, is the European director's cut, right? The hour 40 or the 142-minute one.
Yep, I watched the same one.
Okay.
I rented it through Google Play, and my cut was, I think, 2.5 hours, and it had I want to say it has the darkest ending. I heard there's multiple endings that have been through the cuts, and it was supposed to end on a bad note or on a dark note. There's a complicated history there, but basically, I think it's a Blade Runner situation. The studio wanted a happy ending, but the original intent was for a dark ending. But in any case, I think I got a dark ending. So
Okay,
I
then
think that's
probably
why.
you definitely watched a different one than us then, because ours didn't really end dark. I wouldn't say, not even at all.
So?
No,
Really?
I don't think so. Let me see. Wait, I don't. How did it end? How did it end for you? Why don't you get into that first, so I can see if I can.
Okay. As usual, spoiler alert for the audience.
Yeah. The movie's been out for like fucking 30 years. I don't.
But but
30.
still, I went to this movie knowing
it is true though. Like this is one of those movies where you're better to go into it completely blind.
Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, it's just so obscure sometimes. Okay, so my ending was all right. So he gets captured by the corporation. He's
After
strapped
he
to
shags.
after he shags, and then just as he's about to get lobotomized or something, in comes Harry with a resistance fighter group. They make a
AKA
daring
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. They make a daring escape out of the facility. They blow up the whole freaking corporation. He meets back up with Jane. They drive off into the sunset, and then after a big zoom out shot of the British landscape, two guys walk into the foreground, and they cut back to the facility he was strapped into, and he looks straight up lobotomized, singing that Brazil song. It fades to a chroma keyed shot of clouds or a countryside, one of those two, and that's the end.
Okay, I did watch that ending.
Okay.
That's the ending that I got.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
for some reason, I don't know why I thought it ended with him and Jill flying.
Oh,
In my head, for some reason, that it just stops there. But that's definitely not the case.
Yeah. Did I say Jane or Jill?
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. Her name's Jill.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, good lord, this movie is a looker. Holy shit.
It's
Dude, it looks
beautiful.
great.
It is. The miniatures are insane.
Yeah, some of the finest special effects work of the 80s.
Absolutely. I think it would be. I think this almost beats Blade Runner for me as visual wise.
Dude,
I
I know.
couldn't
Like
help but
those
think-
sets are incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All the visuals across this movie, 100%, maybe 110%.
Yeah, I would agree.
Set work, set design, costumes, special effects, cinematography, it all looks so crazy, and it's its own visual language going on.
Yeah, something that like really threw me off at first was like the opening scene where not maybe not the opening scene. It might be where he's flying through the clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that is the opening scene.
Yeah.
He's flying and I'm like so obviously this is done with some sort of like blue screen, but
Wire work.
like it looks fantastic.
Dude,
like it looks
legit.
absolutely like flawless.
That's
It
some
is
of the best. That's some of the best practical flying effects since the original Superman movie. It looks seamless. You don't see wires. The movement is just right.
It looks good, and his wings are sweet, and
God.
they're real, and they're
Badass.
the mechanics of it are sweet. Like his costume is so like it's very glam rock, like very early 1980s rock.
Absolutely.
And it's super flashy, and the dream sequences are nightmarish, but at the same time it has this kind of like heavenly glow to them. It's super weird.
It's beautiful though, man. And that's just one one example of the effects. The rest of the time they look so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it looks very glam rocky in the dream sequences, kind of like an album cover almost.
Yeah, it seems like it would be like a fucking Aerosmith album cover.
Or Europe or one of those one-hit wonder bands.
Yeah.
And then you have the reality stuff where it's freaking Art Deco doom, Art Deco dread inducing the whole way. It's like a kookier Blade Runner in that aspect. If Blade Runner was more unhinged, you'd have
I was grabbing like Blade Runner vibes in some of the stuff. I do think that the like I would say I brought up the miniatures work, but the miniatures in this are like probably again it's close to Blade Runner status for me. Like it's so, and the fact that it's bright, meaning that it's bright so you can see everything, meaning that everything needs to be perfectly detailed, and so it's just it is amazing. I remember there's a shot where Harry is like ziplining.
Yeah.
And they have first off, there was one shot where it was like Robert De Niro's stunt double, very, very obviously. But when they do the long shot of him moving down, that's a fucking toy on a string that they're moving down. I mean, it's obviously probably the size of like a GI Joe, like one of the 12-inch ones.
Yeah,
but still, it is a toy attached to a string that they just kind of posed and set through, and it looks incredible. It
does.
looks so good.
Just disappears behind a building. It looks really believable, though.
Yeah,
we call it a toy, but damn, the effect was perfectly done there.
It looks really good. It feels like this movie was really expensive to make, obviously, but it gets me in the hope that I'm like, I could probably do something similar to this. Granted, it's not going to look as good, but I could pull something off that could have kind of a campier vibe, because it doesn't even come off as campy.
No.
And that's the craziest thing for me. It's like a 1980s fantasy. I don't even know how to say, fantasy sci-fi film with miniatures that doesn't seem campy at all.
I think it has to do with some of that British humor as well.
God, yes, this movie's really funny as well.
Dude, yeah, I find this to be funnier than Spinal Tap, honestly.
I enjoyed this more than Spinal Tap, but
I'm gonna say it's different on a different.
It is a different type.
They're not on the same plane. They're not on the same plane. Spinal Tap was subtle and improv based. This one was more planned out and
took more time, completely different.
More dedicated. It was more dedicated. Stuck to the script more, I'll say.
Yeah.
But this movie was exceptionally funny. I mean, shouldn't be surprised. Terry Gilliam, Monty Python, and so forth. This is a darker side, though. I mean, okay, no, Monty Python, it was dark, but it didn't come off as dark or wasn't framed as dark.
No.
But this is like great dark British humor going on. Mad props to Jonathan Pryce as Sam. For one thing, great performance, but his comedic timing is amazing. I love his opening scene where he wakes up in his apartment and all the fucking tech is just malfunctioning and breaking down as he's getting ready for work. He picks up the floppy toast and he keeps flopping it to the end of it.
Because it dumped all the fucking coffee on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I like it's like all the technology is supposed to be very convenient, but it just is ultimately very flawed. A lot of it.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about this film is that, like, at the very beginning when what starts, like, what is, shows the conflict for the film is the fly just falling into the machine and like creating an error, which ultimately just like basically ruins the entire family's life.
Yeah,
and, like,
gets many people killed.
Dead bug, and just like the I don't know, it's like not taken very seriously either. It's like once they figure out how to like get rid of the problem, they're like, all right, it's all good.
Yeah, like, here, let's go build the family. Let's go send them some money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when he goes to her house, and like, I brought you the check. We usually don't do this. Like, this is kind of out of my way.
And she's like, he's dead, isn't he? And she's like, oh, look at this on the TV. Like,
oh man, it's quite incredible what they do in this film. Yeah, God, I'm still taken by the visuals, man. This is some of the most like there's been some great looking 80s effects movies, but this just completely off the chain. Just I love just the Art Deco style of it all. Mm-hmm. Again, it reminds me a lot of BioShock and whatnot. There's something.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's something retro, but there's something retro but futuristic about it. And
I honestly, I've been trying to figure out what this type of, because it's not cyberpunk, like, because cyberpunk is very very Blade Runner, very
machines.
I this is what the future looks like from someone in 1960. So it's like, I don't know if it would, like, you could call it retro futuristic, but like whatever it is I want more of it.
Yeah,
I just want to see more.
Let's call Terry Gilliam, make sure he's not being an asshole to you, and just say, hey, I'd like another one, please.
Yeah.
I think
only your brain.
a lot of the the brutalist architecture and like that mixed with that retro style.
Yeah.
It's kind of conflicting feeling because it's like something familiar, but then also very oppressive structures and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
concrete walls, really enclosed
Yeah.
spaces.
All the ducts, the duct work. There's so much
Oh
duct
yeah.
work. Yeah. Oh, geez. Even before we meet Sam, we just have these establishing shots of rooms and locations, and there's always ducks everywhere. It just shows how dysfunctional this world is. There's all these ducks sticking out like a sore thumb. It's a complete shithole that's just barely holding on to itself.
Yeah, it's I don't know what I can I need to see this movie again for sure because
Me too.
I don't really understand what everything that was I understand that this dude's life was like falling apart because he's obsessing over this girl.
Yeah.
And I mean it's not just any girl, it's like the girl of his dreams. So like
Yeah.
I get that. But like you know, it's I need to figure out what I need to actually sit and like watch it more.
Me too.
You
Because
know,
this movie is straight confusing. I lost track of what the hell was happening at a point.
Are there like
it's
specific scenes that you guys are confused on, or just like
Um,
for me it is after he
gets the promotion.
after not after the promotion because also that promotion it feels weird it works, it absolutely works. I'm not saying it feels weird because I don't think it works, but it feels weird that it's almost towards like the halfway mark where he actually that's kind of the hero's call to action, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he kind of takes this uh there's in the beginning, the first half, not that much happens other than the dream sequences, which are fucking sweet. But and until he takes that job, that's when his personal life actually starts to be affected by the company that he works for.
Yeah.
um and I think I got lost. The part I got lost at is when he leaves and then or before he meets with Jill, for the first time where they actually have like a full on conversation, where he's like panicking, trying to like escape things, and like I was completely lost. I'm like, why the fuck is he freaking out so bad
Yeah.
about about what's going on?
That was me too. I was teetering on losing it when he got the promotion, and then I fully lost it when he went on the run. All because what? He didn't show a security guard's identification, and thus he's running away now. That seemed confusing to me. And yeah, then he's left with no other avenue than to pursue this girl he's been dreaming about for a while. And then yeah,
Yeah.
he's thrust into a situation because there needs to be a situation.
Well, I think that
It
was
seems
it. I
like.
mean, he didn't have his identification. If he went back into the building, they would have found out that he's like trying to escape with this woman who, is a criminal,
Well,
or they think
well,
is a criminal.
no. Before it's like before. So you have the part where all the guards surround her with shotguns and whatnot, and then he comes in, says, "Yes, this is my business. I am escorting her out of the building." Before all that,
After he gets the new suit.
yes, after he gets a new suit, he takes the elevator. It breaks down. He's in the sub level of the building.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
where all the security guards congregate. And then heavy Cockney accent is saying all, "Just show me your identification, please." And then he can't. He left it in his other suit. He could have just said, "It's in my other suit." Granted, it's
Yeah.
totalitarian, and that they're not open to that kind of idea thinking.
Well, it wasn't even in his other suit. It was in his fucking pocket.
Yeah,
His badge number was in his badge was in his pocket.
yeah,
So it's like the whole scene could have been solved if he was just like, "Oh, it was in my pocket the whole time," and
yeah,
showed it to the guard. So I guess I just got lost there of like why the scene was necessary.
I
I
see.
get
yeah,
it to show him. Um, I think it was to add the fact where that when he does finally get caught after shagging, he
yeah,
gets charged for like a shitload of crimes. And so
yeah,
I think it happened to be one of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It completely lost me at a point, but strangely, I was not mad though because the movie's style and visuals are so engaging. You want to see more of what Terry Gilliam cooked up in his fucking head. More in that insane what's the word? I forget the
Member.
cranium. His insane cranium. I just want to.
Yeah.
What's going on in there? Let me just prod around.
I don't think I was completely lost, honestly. I just became confused, and then they didn't do anything more about it until the end, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can kind of see. But that was the only part where I was like truly lost. I mean, I'm used to abstract movies, and like especially when they're like people are just being like being fucking exploded. They're they're under attack from terrorists. And
oh boy,
yeah.
the part where he's out to lunch with his mother and her friends, and a bomb goes off right next to him. They're acting like it didn't happen.
Yeah, they put up a fucking foldable wall around.
Also, the food they order is just like 2 balls of slime.
Goop.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
goop.
And they're like, you need to tell me a number. You need to say the number.
Did they predict pink slime? I think this movie predicted pink slime.
Probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I do want to talk about the samurai scene.
Oh yeah.
As you know, I'm a big fan of A Samurai, and but just the way it was shot is super smart, and it's just forced perspective. The entire fight is just forced perspective.
That's what I was saying.
It's done so well.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it looks incredible. No, it's just he's small, dude's big, and they made it look believable.
Yeah, and then just made the weapons that the props that he plays with are just large props. They're like they'd be normal to another man, but like they'd go, okay, well, how big would it be to a human? And they're like, or like a normal size. And like, well, it would be like a fucking 12 foot, foot diameter pole.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay, that sounds about right. So let's do that. And I think that was done really well. And the fight scene is super well done too.
Yeah, it's incredible. Every sword stroke, every stab, I believed it. I was totally believing it.
Yeah, I wanna pick your brain, Victor, because I feel like you have, out of all of us, you could probably pick this apart more with the abstract and like the meaning of stuff. What did you think of the little hunchback baby people?
Oh yeah. I wish I knew exactly what they represented.
I know that's what I'm wondering. I mean, I understand the people like what did they do with his body? Like that's very very clear.
Yeah, kind of like people that were enslaved.
Yeah,
but yeah,
the only thing I can think of is that the Sam Lowry knew of what that mask was already before the audience does, and then when it's finally revealed at the end when Lint has the mask, then that's the only thing I can think of. But
they kind of seem like they almost, I want to say they maybe represent the corporate figures, because they must have some sort of power, especially when they're dragging along Jill's like floating cube.
Yeah.
Like jail cell. So they might represent like something that corporate entity. I don't know, possibly, because I think they also show up at another point in the movie, like when I think it's in reality. I think they come in at one point. I don't remember what scene that is though.
I think I know what you're talking about. It was reality, but it was when he was in his little solitary confinement area. When he's hanging, because they put these weird like fucking bags over their bodies and like that constrict their neck and their arms. I think they kind of fucking pop up.
I think you're right.
Man, that part where, was it Buttle or Tuttle? It was Buttle. When Buttle gets arrested and they just they just throw that bag over him, just very harsh and efficiently. Just
very intense scene.
Absolutely. But it's also like comedic, because he's like he's like, all right, sign here, and the wife's like, and just signs
Yeah.
it, and like,
Yes.
and then it pulls out, and it's just this family like weeping in their like Christmas decorations, and their house is destroyed.
Yeah.
And
I like before that when the kid's like, well, if we don't have a chimney, how's Santa gonna get through? And then she's like, well, you'll see. And then right after that, they just bust
Yeah.
through the windows.
at first I was like, Santa? Like, I was like, oh shit, there's Santa right there.
FBI, open up!
I loved the plumbers were
Oh goodness,
yeah.
yes.
amazing.
Bob Hoskins and the
Yeah.
other guy. But by the way, Bob Hoskins playing a plumber type almost 10 years before Super Mario Brothers. That's kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Does he
Kind
play
of funny how
Mario?
it works like that.
He does
He
play
was-
Mario.
He plays Mario.
Haven't seen it.
Bro.
He's way too cool to be Mario.
Well, he did it and he
Way
regretted
too
it for the rest
I
of his
bet.
life. They said that was the worst movie he ever worked on.
I just think of him. I just think of Roger Rabbit when I think of Bob Hoskins.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know?
No, I want to talk that Mario movie at some point. That's one worth talking about.
Doesn't it have
I
Dennis
think-
Hopper as Bowser or whatever?
Dennis Hopper plays Bowser.
Yes,
we'll
Dennis
get-
Hopper, and then God, how do you pronounce his last name?
John Leguizamo as
Thank
Luigi.
you. I think that guy's hilarious.
Leguizamo?
Yeah, and he's
Yes.
him and Baz Luhrmann got a real tight relationship, and I like that.
Okay then, nice.
Do you know
But
who Baz
yeah.
Luhrmann is?
I know who Baz Luhrmann is.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, the plumbers were so funny. Actually, that one when Robert De Niro's entrance scene. Actually, let me get this out. The acting is amazing. The acting
Yeah.
is pretty much perfect. All the
It's
actors do an
very,
amazing job.
Very good.
Yeah, Price, De Niro, Ian Holm,
Mhm.
the Jill, they're all good. They're all fantastic. But De Niro's entrance as Harry, and he's fixing the ducts in Sam's apartment, and then those plumbers come in. That's just a great freaking scene right there.
Yeah. Do you think that Robert De Niro's character, do you think that he was the terrorist that they were talking about?
Yeah.
And that it wasn't actually terrorist bombings, it was just shit happening to go wrong when they're trying to fix stuff? Like, do you think that he was bombing the people on purpose, or
Well, why? I wonder why there need to be terrorist bombings at all. What
I don't. That's so my thing with that is what I was taking from it was that it wasn't actual terrorist bombings. The people were the people running this country or the city was saying that there were terrorist bombings so that it would make them look better. And I'm thinking that it's from all the what are the fuck the vents
the ducks.
the ducts. I thought with the ducts there's shit going wrong and they explode and they blame it on terrorists. That's what I was thinking. That could be a
That's
a
viable.
5-mile reach, but
Well, that still seems kind of viable because the movie doesn't show the society being oppressed in any way. I mean, it looks very dreary and very menacing, but is anyone really getting oppressed? Really, that's the main signifier of this dystopia, and you didn't see anyone getting shot in the streets or being made examples of or anything like that.
yeah, other than the poor people.
Other than the poor people, but yeah, that seems more viable. Shit blowing up because the tech doesn't work, and they want to make sure people know their tech works so they can keep buying the shit off of them.
Yeah, it's
Which is
interesting because it
this is a
reminded me a lot
very-
of 1984. I mean, the working title of this film was 1984 and a half. So it does take a lot of inspiration. But yeah, a lot of like the oppressive. I mean, there still is that. You can feel it, but it's not as strong as like a book like that.
Yeah.
Or dystopian.
Well, because they also have like the big billboards that have like stuff. Let me see if I can find like a screen grab of one of them. But it's stuff that's like questions are bad type thing. It's like big,
Yeah.
very, very obvious 1984 references.
Mm.
What does it say? Don't suspect a friend, report him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
very,
Very-
very obvious
kid-
stuff like that. I
very
do
kid
have to say that the last like 10 minutes of this movie might be my favorite.
For sure.
like in the movie. It's so
Really?
bizarre and crazy when they go to that funeral and
Oh,
he
yeah.
tips the casket and it's just goop and like bones
Oh yeah, it's so
come out,
gross and cool.
and then he's getting surrounded by like the SWAT team and he just falls into the coffin.
oh man, yeah.
I thought that was
was
pretty
wicked.
Very
sweet.
surreal.
It
I
is very-
think I think I enjoy the first half more just because I like the world building aspect. Very immersive and very engrossing.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I
I ju-
think
I- It like I said, there's no threat of danger in this society. I just want to see Sam's day at work, sort of thing. I want to see
Pretty
him.
boring.
yeah.
Boring, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks visually.
Oh,
It looks
yeah.
God.
it looks good if you're not living in it.
Yeah.
Like
Fine.
I also
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, like, Sam's being told not to take the promotion because his boss needs him, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I won't take it." It's just so like, so sad. Like he's just willing to stay in this position that really is not going to take him anywhere. But then, when he does take the position, it's even worse almost. Like smaller space. He doesn't even have like an identity really. It's
Yeah.
just a number.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they're like, there's no way I would even be offered that. And he's like, you got the promotion. And he like throws his fucking tea to like check it.
Yeah.
But
God.
I wonder what this in 1986. Oh no, that was 80. Hang on, I think what did the special effects is what I was trying to figure out, like, because it was nominated for. Let's do 19. It was nominated for an Oscar in 1986. And I wonder what it was, what beat it.
In it wait,
1986. 86.
no, this came out in 85.
Yeah, so it
I want to say Back to the Future. There's no way.
Costume design, directing, nope. Documentary, nope. Film editing, nope. Let's see. Visual effects. No, that's not it. What am I looking for? Where
Best
is
visual effects, 1985.
it?
I want to say Back to the Future because Back to the Future.
Yeah,
I put money on that.
I'm trying to see what it is. What did they get? Not it was.
Let me cross reference here. By the way, why is it called Brazil? It doesn't take place in Brazil, does it? It's just the song.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Huh.
What the hell?
Why is it called Brazil?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, it's strange.
$15 million budget. That's about with inflation.
Oh. Nominated for Best Original Screenplay and Best Art Direction. Didn't win any of them.
Gotcha. Cool. Good to hear. So art direction and it out of Africa.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a good one. Robert Redford and
Mhm.
Jane Fonda, I think.
Jane Fonda.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there's the gag where Mr. Kurtzman, I think. Everyone's working on the floor. They're working on their typewriter computer machines, which look really cool. Okay, yeah. Side note, I'm going off on another tangent. I miss props in movie, like tangible props that the actors play with. This is a props movie, and it makes me so excited because one example, Jill's at the front desk and toward the beginning of the movie, and there's just this camera robot up in her face and whatnot.
It's like fucking with her. Well, it was controlled by someone, so it's like it wasn't. It was these people who were fucking with her.
Yeah, that looks cool. And then all the sets, they have the little typewriter computer machines with the screen to enhance the tiny screen instead of the bigger monitor. Oh god, such kooky prop design in this movie, and the actors are just playing with them on the set in front of the camera. Looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to what I was talking about, there's the gag with Mr. Kurtzman. He's all the floor workers come across the transmission of an old Western on their screens. And then he goes out to look and everyone's back to work. He closes the door to his office. Everyone's everyone's watching the Western again. He looks again. They're still working. Such good ass
That
comedy.
didn't that did not register with me when I was watching it at
Really?
all.
No,
I thought he was just hearing the sounds. I didn't think they were actually watching the movie. I didn't. I guess I must have looked away at the wrong time.
Yeah, because
you
it shows
did.
them watching it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Blinking, you
But
miss it, sort of thing.
I like that character's really cool too. I'm a fan of that character. He just seems like he doesn't belong in this field.
He's in over his head.
He just got nowhere else to go.
Michael Kamen's score, the music in this movie, incredible. Can we get a hell yeah, brother?
hell yeah, brother.
God, oh man, Michael Kamen, he's kind of an underrated composer, I think. Die Hard, X-Men, fucking even his Life Force stuff that got used in the American cut, fine in its own rights. Shit, man, it's just he's so good. He's amazing.
I'm very, very pleased with this movie, but like I said, I definitely need to watch it again.
I would definitely watch this again. It's so crazy kooky. I can love it. As we've demonstrated here, we could talk about the visuals for days on end.
Yeah.
And that's still gonna keep me coming back. There's so much there's a lot of it. Hang on. Hold on. Let me word this right. There's such a giant intricacy that goes into the visual landscape in this movie. Everything from the props to the special effects. It's just so you could just look at one frame of this movie and dissect how much manpower went into that frame.
Yeah, this feels like something. First off, Victor, this feels like something that you and I were trying to think of making.
Oh, sure.
It feels like something that would go in like that, and that makes me really happy that that the way that you and I think of like our idea of like a movie that we would want to make, someone's making them.
Yeah,
and that makes me feel good.
Yeah, I could definitely see this as a Victor movie.
Yeah. But it makes me it just keeps reminding me of why I like movies and why I like doing this. Because I mean, we go and see, we watch, not to bang on any of the movies we've watched, but this is like I think the first one that I'm like, God, this makes me just want to make a movie. Like
cool.
it makes me want to get up and make something crazy. Granted, he was able to make this movie because of his success with like the Monty Python series, which is great. And that, obviously he had love for this, but he also had love for the Monty Python boys. Mm-hmm. So, but having that trust, the people trusted him enough, or whoever, I think it was Universal that made it.
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah. They trusted him enough to make this idea that he had, and I think that's I think that's so cool. Yeah. And I'm very glad that I chose this movie this week.
Yeah,
I'm glad you really liked it.
Yeah. I was gonna say sort of trusted because they did want him to change the ending, and they eventually buckled over and kept the ending.
Yeah, but
still,
I'm fine. I love different cuts of movies. I get more excited about it, and I think
it is interesting. Yeah,
and I think the people that are actually like wanting to watch movies and study them like we are going to like that too, because that gives them more of a reason to watch movies. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm still floored just thinking about it. This would spur on somebody to pursue artistic endeavors. It has that potential.
It definitely got me thinking, and it's very, very, very good, and I'm very, very happy with the fact that I chose it.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with your guys'
it's visually rich. You can dissect the plot in all of its satirical glory and in all of its thematic content. It's got a lot going on here. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to put in the brain power and the time to watch it.
Yeah, man, I absolutely agree. which, like I said, I need to watch. I need to put in the brain power to watch it again. And I feel like I might do it. I might do it this weekend. Honestly, I might give it another watch this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
I'm super into this movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe it. I
What
believe
do you
it.
guys think of the ending?
I was cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan of not happy endings that this was I liked it. I like the fact that I like the big escape scene at the end. That
was
not
awesome.
real. Like that was cool.
Oh,
the fucking the paper.
that was
the paper
so
effect
weird, man.
Is they did that in reverse. They did it in reverse. So and it was something that I could tell that they did in reverse, but there's people around them that had to walk backwards and do all the shit backwards because what they were doing is they had strings on the paper and they just yank the paper off.
Saying that, I can't imagine that being pulled off successfully, but they did it, and it looks
so. And then when he's like on the ground and he's like messing with it, and then it just kind of fades away into paper.
Yeah, there's a cut, and he's just messing with paper.
It's so cool.
The ingenuity of this movie.
It's
wow.
Crazy. I love how he tries to escape from the paperwork tunnel, and then he just gets the paperwork is what kills him essentially.
Yeah,
or however that works.
Oh yeah, because the he goes, I don't like to be boggled down with paperwork, and then his downfall is the boggling down with the paperwork.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I kind of forgot that it was a bait and switch ending. That completely it surprised me all over again.
I kind of figured that it was going to be not a bait and switch ending. I didn't think it was going to be a bait and switch, but I thought that the intent was going to be that he didn't survive it.
That was some Wolfenstein 2 stuff right there.
I have no idea, but I'm sure. Is it like he's been asleep the whole time?
Well, yeah. There's a small section. There's a small section of the game. It's kind of like this. You think you're doing it. It's the expectation, but then it pulls the rug out from under you.
Yeah, I don't mind that. What do you guys feel about bait and switches? Are you guys
I would have liked this ending a little more if I knew what the hell was happening. Again, I got really lost in the latter movie.
What about it was so confusing?
Well, just the whole circumstance. Suddenly he's on the run for something he didn't do, and he found this woman. Debatable if she's a terrorist or not, but
I think that
there's so much that happens in this movie.
Yeah, I don't think that he's running from something that he didn't do. He absolutely did all those things.
What, he didn't show his badge number to a security guard.
Well, but also think about it. He abandoned one of his cars. It's not his. None of this shit was his fault, but he did do the things that the guy mentions when he's reading like the shit that he owes. Like he did do all of those things. Like that actually happened. Whether or not it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. That shouldn't be illegal. Is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just not sure. Just I was too enthralled with the visuals, I guess, or the directing just got really weird. That's another thing. I like and I hate about this movie. I love this movie because there's no hand holding. It does its world building a lot more organically than many of the movies we get nowadays. Look at almost every young adult dystopian action movie. Even the good ones like Maze Runner and Hunger Games, they still do some hand holding at some points because hey, there's teenagers in the audience. They're a bunch of dumb-brained kids that are trying to get some after the movie is over. But yeah, so there's none of that going on in Brazil. But at the same time, I would like a little more conventional cohesion just so I could keep up with it and just maintain a good time. A 100% good time, not a 99% good time. You know what I mean?
But that was only like the dream sequences that were a little bit.
I understood the dream sequences a lot more than the reality stuff is the thing.
That's weird. I don't.
I'm definitely not lost. The only thing I was lost on is because I don't think I was paying attention to something well enough, and then I became lost. I don't think I don't think there was anything in the movie that I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know where I am now.
Sure.
You know,
and take note. I'm not mad. I really am not.
I'm just trying to understand
excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the ending, I'm sure it works. I get it. I get why it's there right now. I'm sure it works. Wait, let me start over. It work. I'm sure it works. I get why it's there. I just was not. I was out of alignment with the story by that point.
Well, I think
So
he was being kind of under surveillance from the beginning, because I mean, they described the crimes he's committed, and one of them was about like the forgery of his boss's name, also the check,
yeah,
trying to
I
get the
see. I
check.
don't
So it's
know
like
because
those were already reported. So surely the boss was either, you know, uh,
but
tattling on him and like getting him in trouble. So I don't know.
yeah,
I think it
but
all led up to that moment.
but again, the direction, things kind of, but the direction, things just blow by pretty quick. No hand holding. You got to really hold on to the rails at times.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So yeah, I basically I just gotta watch it again.
I think
Yeah, for sure.
I think the I there's on I'm honestly not sure of anything that I dislike about this movie. I literally don't think there is a single thing that I'm like, that could have been done this way. Maybe the only thing that I can think of is that scene where he forgets that he has the fucking badge in his pocket, and that could have saved him from,
Yeah,
panicking. But that's
yeah.
the only, and that's just one scene. This movie is 2.5
One
hours long.
one scene that could have saved you the rest of the movie.
Well, no, I don't think it would have saved the rest of the movie because
Well, no,
eventually,
I mean that everyone likes to dissect their favorite movies and make fun of them by saying, "Oh, if they didn't do this one thing, then
yeah,
the whole
no,
movie would be over."
absolutely. If Deckard didn't happen to fall in love with a replicant, his job would have been way fucking easier.
Yeah,
You know,
see,
but
I don't know. I hate. Side note, I hate when people do that. It's like, fuck,
yeah, it's
don't ruin this for me.
I don't think that it's a bad thing. It's just it's something I don't even think I would change. It's just something that I noticed that I wasn't the biggest fan of, and the fact that that's the only thing that I can think of that I'm like, wow, I didn't necessarily love that, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
People
but
make fucking stupid decisions, especially when they're stressed about especially a girl that. So
yeah, but I digress.
yeah, but Victor, how do you feel about bait and switches in general?
I mean, it just depends if it's done well. Like, I think this was done super well, considering I've seen this before and I still forgot that this happens, and
Mm-hmm.
it made it just. I was very happy with it, just because like I think the end result is just it's dark, uh, and it's just a very thought-provoking ending. Like, for example, a film that sort of bait and switches but then doesn't commit to it. 47 Meters Down was very disappointing ending. It
Ugh.
does a bait and switch, and it's like, oh shit, this is about to be hella dark, and it's gonna end on a very sour note. But then it
Oh my
doesn't.
god.
Is this the shark movie?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
still
the
recommend it.
really the
What's
shitty
what
shark
what
movie.
happens? What happens?
Well, I
I'm
think
I'm not gonna watch it, so I just
Okay,
want.
can I say it? Can I
yeah,
explain it?
probably explain it better.
Okay. So if I remember this correctly, so the whole movie is these two girls trapped in a shark cage at the bottom of the ocean, and the
Uh-huh.
shark just swim around. They finally make the final push to swim to the surface, and all they got are flares to keep the sharks away. They run out of flares, they're nearing the surface, and then it looks like both sisters are gonna get fucking eaten by the sharks before they can get on the boat. And then it cuts, and it's just the one sister is dead and the other one lives. The sharks get driven away. And God, oh, man, that's another
Wait,
video.
I think that's the second one, isn't it?
Nope.
I thought the
No.
first one she's stuck in the cage at the bottom of the ocean, and then she's running out of oxygen, right?
No, no. Yeah, well, yeah, the whole movie they're running out of oxygen.
Well, I
But
know, but
it's no, just the one sister dies. And yeah, she gets rescued the same way the other characters get rescued in the second one. Yeah. Yeah, she makes it to the boat and the sharks get driven away because of the boat and everything.
no, I think you're getting them mixed up.
Well, can you blame me? They're both
Either
shitty
way,
movies.
I don't mind unless it's just done well. It's simple as that. And I think
Yeah.
it done very well here. And the fact that it committed to having a dark ending that just didn't let its hero succeed. I don't know. I like that.
Mhm.
It's
And
it's sad and
I will
terrifying, but I also really enjoy it.
I will say on its own, it felt abrupt, and I kind of wished this guy made it out. But I guess that was the predicament he was in, and just had to end that way.
Yeah, since it does follow 1984, I get why they didn't have him. It's like, yeah, he's still living, but they've essentially just
Yeah.
lobotomized him. He's no
Yeah.
longer. I
Mhm.
mean, essentially throughout the whole movie, it's never really himself. Once he's given that like identity, he kind of doesn't really have an identity in the film, and so
Yeah,
now he has less of one.
yeah,
He was
go ahead.
talking about not having responsibility in the early part, didn't want to take this promotion,
hmm
and yeah, he didn't. He it seemed like he was gonna have some identity, but he ultimately didn't.
And like his mom essentially is the one who gives him like lets him have or gets him the promotion. His boss is kind of like, "Hey, I don't want you to take it." So he's almost just being like told what to do for a lot of it. And so when he finally gets that fantasy of saving that woman and like escaping, it's like
That's right.
finally he gets to do what he wants. But then ultimately it's like, sorry, dude, doesn't
Yeah.
not
Whoops.
gonna work out.
Whoopsie.
But yeah, I don't know.
Any more thoughts?
Oh, okay. I'm watching the 47 meters down. Oh, this is the second one.
Is
This
it?
this is the second one where the dude's throwing the fucking chum in the water
Yeah,
and he's got the headphones on.
No. No. I swear to
No, it's the second one.
God.
It says 47 meters down on Cage 2019.
Okay, that's the sequel. I'm talking about the
Okay,
first.
so then
first
I'm
movie.
looking at the end scene. She's got her hand cut.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, wait. So yeah, that's what it is. She's bleeding out and she's fading away. I think the other sister bit the dust at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers for 47 meters down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about twist ending.
I
This
don't think
video.
exactly this video.
This video.
Oh, were you wanting her to? Were you thinking having her die would be sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that was going to be what was going to happen, but then she
Yeah.
gets saved, and I'm like, oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
It pulls out on her with her hand cut, and her sister's all fucking dead and eaten, and so
Yeah.
that
Bullshit
would be sweet. Honestly, that would make that would probably have made the movie significantly better.
Yeah. Bullshit on top of bullshit.
Yeah.
I like when characters are like they seem like they're in legitimate danger. Like that
Yeah.
movie Crawl that came out last year. It was
Oh,
good.
I loved Crawl. That
but
was
like,
a good one.
I never felt like she was gonna die. It just seemed like I don't know.
Well,
It
no.
seemed like
Okay, well, fine. She did get bitten a lot, but still, there was danger. There was gonna be there was
but
danger.
it's like you knew she was gonna survive. I don't know. I just
Well,
like when it
was
gets
better than
nitty gritty.
it was better than 47 meters at least.
I would say almost equal.
Your head's fucked. Pardon my French.
That's fucked.
Bruh.
Yeah. So
Do we-
let's do ratings. Maybe let's wrap this up.
Let's
Sure,
wrap
it's
this
great.
up.
I'm gonna give this a solid 4.5 baby masks out of 5. Everything about this movie, I would give it 5 stars. If I'm probably gonna give it 5 the next time I watch it, and I actually like sit in fully, don't pay attention to anything else, just watch the movie. I also watched it in 2 sittings, which isn't good. I watched the first half before he accepted the job, and then I went to sleep and I woke up and watched the other half.
Okay.
So
I did this in one sitting.
yeah, I mean, I probably could have. I just started watching it at like 10:30 at night, and I'm like, I'm fucking tired. So,
Oh, gotcha. That
Um,
makes sense.
but I think everything about this movie is so well done, and it gives me that that childlike sense of like wonder and the desire to make movies, and I don't get that feeling anymore. And I'm happy that it gave me this feeling. So yeah, I'm giving it 4.5 baby masks out of 5.
Sweet.
Cool. Me next. I will also give it 4.5 stretchy faces out of 5. This movie is a visual fucking masterpiece. As overused as the term is, this movie earns that moniker. The
Yeah.
visuals are perfect. They're impeccable. The acting is great. The comedy is amazingly funny. The style is one of its own. Had the story been more cohesive for my taste, I would love this to infinity and beyond. But that's just kind of what holds it back. Maybe it's because I don't have the brain power and I may have missed some things, but yeah, the story just it needed to keep me locked down. It needed to be locked down more for me. So 4.5 stretchy faces out of 5.
Beautiful.
Were you under the influence of 2 shock tops while watching?
No, what?
That in the biz is what we call a callback to last episode.
Just checking.
Why don't you guys get drunk? See how you feel.
Maybe I don't wanna.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to drink, Nick.
We're gonna do the drunk episode. Mark my words.
I definitely want to do that though.
I was thinking we should do like midweek episode. Okay, like for instance 23.5, like in the off weeks or something, or just like on a whim or something we could do.
Whoa, hang on, 23.5. What does
that mean?
Well, I'm just saying like we do 0.5, like in between the next digit.
Oh, just
we
Like
what and we just want
episode 23.5, and then yeah, exactly.
okay. That would
And
make
0.5 could be like, you know, a drunk episode or just a off week episode that's just on a whim.
I would love to do that actually. Victor, why don't you give us what do you think? What's your rating?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys. A 4.5 buttles out of 5.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Tuttles or Buttles?
Buttles.
Bottles.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the world building. I think it's just insanely impressive. The set design and just the overall look of the world is just totally convincing. It's almost like weirdly too good. I don't understand how like they did a majority of this, and just the story too. It just reminded me a lot of 1984, which I love, and just this, but a bit more satirical. Not a bit more. It's a lot more satirical.
It's a lot more. I have that's another one I gotta watch. I'm kind of reading it. It was the book I'm reading is very light, but I wanna the movie I definitely want to take a look at.
Yeah,
it's watch the movie.
Yeah, it's good, but definitely if you can read the book, I would highly recommend just reading that.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, I'm a fucking asshole.
Damn, dude.
No, I'm the asshole.
No, I really like these like dystopian, oppressive government type of stories, just because it's very relatable, but also when it's done in a more sci-fi angle, I dig it. And like I said, it's a bit more satirical.
Isn't dystopian exclusively sci-fi though? If we're being real here.
I don't know. I suppose maybe.
I killed your tangent. I'm sorry about that.
Here we go again. Train has derailed. No, but I just like the angle that this takes, a more comedic approach. Just the kind of the incompetence of the bureaucracy and government and all that. It's fun. It's funny, and it's got a lot of things that I don't completely understand in terms of like the symbolism and whatnot. But it's definitely a multiple viewing sort of film. There's a lot to dissect and look at. So I'm ranting.
So basically, go watch both these movies.
Yeah, definitely. And Nick, the definition for dystopia is a dystopia is a community or society that is undesirable or frightening. So I guess you could say the U.S. at the current moment right now is a dystopia.
It's a little dystopian, yeah.
Because it's undesirable at the moment, and it absolutely is frightening because there's a pandemic that we're not taking care of. Again, people wear your fucking masks. It's not that hard.
Yeah, if you're not getting shot, you're getting sick. So,
boom.
I can say that.
But
I guess dystopia means gray buildings and constant rain. I guess.
That's about Seattle, baby. That's Seattle as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
But
that's my rambling thought. I wish I had more to say throughout the discussion, but I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts since I've already seen it.
Yeah, I think I want to do an episode again about just this movie and watching it again, and maybe not even a episode. Maybe we just watch it again and talk about it.
Yeah,
but,
I could do it. We could do a discussion or something.
Yeah, I think there's so much to say about this movie that, and I'm kind of thinking of it in the same way that my first viewing of 2001, which I've only seen once, so that's my only viewing of 2001. Is I enjoy the movie and I love it, but I'm trying to figure out how much, and because it feels like it's teetering on like top 10 for me.
Okay.
And that
It is
is
for me.
it's scary because I have a very solid, like, these are my movies that I like, and that boom, I don't want to move anything, man, but I think a fucking a Goofy movie is getting kicked to 11. So but yeah, man, I thoroughly, I'm glad I picked this one.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
glad
dude.
I'm glad I
I
picked
am
both.
too.
I'm glad that I finally got to watch Spinal Tap. It is very funny. I just enjoyed this one more because I think this is more up my alley of things that I enjoy watching and enjoy making. So
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
yeah.
Very good.
So, let's see. In 2 weeks, we're gonna have a guest appearance.
Yeah.
Who is joining
Yeah.
us again?
My buddy Joe Mason, or our buddy
Our-
Joe Mason.
Our buddy Joe Mason.
Yeah,
That's funny. I was gonna ask him to come on the show at some point, but
Well, he already
you got
asked
to me
like,
first.
at the very beginning. He asked if he could join us, so that's good. He's getting his potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely want him to get his potato wedges. But him and I have been working. We shot a short film last summer.
That's right.
Um,
Yeah.
And so we've been working on editing it. And so he's been coming to my
Yeah.
house every Wednesday for like a few hours. And I was talking about the podcast a couple days ago.
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, how do I get on that? I'm like, I can ask Victor right now. He's like, oh, why don't you ask him? And then I asked you guys, and you said it was cool. And then so he's gonna choose one of the movies, and Nick, you're choosing another one, I guess.
No, he could do both choices.
He's gonna do both.
Yeah, because
I
I
think-
I want to pick two.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
Feels like forever since I got the pick.
it does. Scott Pilgrim felt so long ago.
Yeah.
So
Did I-
like
did I
Scott
pick that?
Pilgrim
I
and,
didn't-
and no, Scott Pilgrim and Matrix were the ones that I chose, and
Yeah.
I did that in July.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, that was a while ago.
Well, okay.
But I mean, I guess if it's a bi-weekly show, there's only 4 weeks in a month, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I mean, it makes sense. But yeah,
Cool. Well, let's see. I don't know. Is that it, guys?
I think so.
Okay. Well, maybe let's just wrap it up then. So if you enjoyed listening to this episode, make sure you're following us on the streaming platform of your choice. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, please leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you like and dislike. And that's
Yeah,
it.
basically, if you like listening to us, do it again.
Right, and all the links
Yeah.
will be down in the description box, so you can follow us on the social medias. Just click on the links and all
Yep.
that.
I
jazz.
reviewed. I mentioned the last review, so if we can put that in the
Link in the bio. Link
the
in
link
the
in the
bio.
bio. You know.
Yeah, for sure. So right on.
Thank you, one and all, once again, for coming to listen to us ramble and bitch and moan and talk and discuss and all the other
Be
activities.
mean to Nick.
Yeah. So that's all from us. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.